Hello again, it's Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV, talking sprint car racing, our favorite time of the week, and we are so glad that you joined us. Ashely, Stremme, and Steve Post talking sprint car racing, and Aaron Reutzel, we talked about him. Aaron and I did, Aaron Evernham did, who sat in for Ashely last week. We talked about him at the top of the show last week, and we are going to talk to him today on the Hercules Tire Hotline. We're glad you joined us. Ashely Stremme back in the chair. Welcome back. Good to have you back here.
Thanks,
after missing a week.
Absolutely. Yeah, you know, I was in Batesville, Arkansas for a big race there and we had a great time, got to explore and Steve, you always bring things back for me, so I wanted to repay the favor here.
Oh, I love this.
So I brought you a little case of some frosty cold ones.
Lost 40 Brewing.
Yes, good friends of ours, Lost 40 Brewing in Little Rock, Arkansas. You can only get it in Arkansas, so it's extra special.
Well, and it starts with naturally pure Arkansas water.
There you go.
So I mean, you can't get that. But this is the this is not my first rodeo. This is my second rodeo. I don't know if you can see that. Second, I love that. Oh my gosh, you know I love my craft beers.
Absolutely.
And I love exploring different parts of the country with craft beers. And I don't believe I've ever had an Arkansas beer until the first commercial. No, I won't go on the first commercial break.
This is going to be a good show by the time we get to the end.
Show. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you so much. That's perfect. I love that. Okay, so now I spent this weekend up at 311 Speedway with my buddies. Well, I spent it at Charlotte Motor Speedway, but then I got a chance to sneak up and see my friends with the Carolina Sprint Tour. We have talked so much about our friends, the McLeans. Yes. We were down at their shop last year. And Brandon, a couple weeks ago, got his career first win. Jake picked up the win on Saturday night. But, okay, Ashely, you know, I have been to some of the finest restaurants in the world.
Of course.
Okay? I've even been on like that Guy Fieri show, Diners, Drive-Ins, and Dives.
That's right, I forgot about that.
So, I mean, I am not scared to go to a place to eat, okay? And I have been to some of the finest racetracks in the world. From Indianapolis Motor Speedway to Makatech Speedway and Daytona and Charlotte and everywhere in between. I've even been to Knoxville. That's how high I've been to Knoxville.
You've done it all, Steve. Yes. You've done it all.
They had a guy with him. His name is Aaron Gaddy. And this guy was cooking. The McLeans, now that Brandon has won his race, now they have a chef that travels with him. No, I mean, it's just a one-off. Yeah. Aaron's just a good guy. He's a local guy. He actually flies the plane for Harvard.
Oh, cool.
Okay, this guy had some steaks, some tuna. Ashely,
at a dirt track.
Grilling tuna at a dirt track. The shrimps, whatever he put on it, were the best shrimps on a skewer that I've ever had in my life.
On a Barbie.
Yes, exactly. When I get to that stage where I go toes up, just marinate me in whatever he put on that shrimp. That was unreal. It was unreal how good that was. And we're at 311 Motor Speedway, the Daytona of the North. Daytona on dirt or whatever it's called. And we're there and we're eating this ridiculously great food. It was unreal.
So we need to win a sprint car race so we can hire him.
Well, exactly. That's what we need to do. So a tip of the cap to the McLeans. They race well. They eat well.
That's right.
They live well. And so great fun. It's what's fun about getting out to the racetrack, as well as what we're going to check out now. It is out at Chico at Silver Dollar Speedway. It was the Friday night was the race, 27th Annual Fall Nationals. 51 sprint cars showed up for this thing. Okay? Justin Cox, Shane Golubic going at it. We got Troy Hennig with the call, Speed Shift TV with it. It is our Drydene Diesel All DEF-Defying Move of the Week.
And now for the Drydene DEF-Defying Move of the Week, where one driver simply amazes us with their on-track moves.
Golubic committed to the bottom. Justin Cox around the outside. He'll get the win opening night on the final lap, final turn.
That DEF-Defying move was brought to you by Drydene Diesel All DEF, the official DEF of the world of outlaws and wheelmen everywhere. Visit Drydene.com for more information.
It is Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit. We are so glad you joined us. It seems like Ashely forever. Like the last 5 years, we said, Aaron Reutzel, this is his breakout year. And Aaron Reutzel, this is his breakout year. And every year is better, but holy mackerel, this year it just went through the roof. And he joins us on the Hercules Tire Hotline. Welcome into Wing Nation, Aaron. Good to catch up with you, man.
Hey, thanks for having me back.
Does it feel like this to you? Every year, you are a driver that you have seemed to make a lot of progress. And when we got to this year with 16 All-Star wins, the championship, I think 18 wins overall, man, you guys have found another gear this year.
Yeah, it's been unreal here the last 2 months since after Nationals. I wish I knew what was going on too, but I mean, just everyone's been working real hard, and we've had some luck on our side, and man, it's just been unreal what the last 2 months has brought.
Like you said, Steve, it's been building and building and building. And these last 2 years, I think, have been rather impressive, especially the last 2 months. Yeah. But like you said, with being with this team, this is the second season together with this team, with the Bachmans. What has that been like for you?
It's definitely been the best thing I've been a part of, where I don't have the responsibilities of owning the team. They give us everything that we need. All our partners on the team. It's made it to where all I have to do is really focus on one thing, and it's been good for the racing, but it's also been really good for my family-wise. So it's the best thing I've been a part of.
Aaron, I think I had you pegged, and we've talked about this. I think we talked on the stage at Knoxville about this, as a matter of fact, when we were out there for the Nationals. When we come to a little bull ring, short track cowboy up, there's nobody on the planet I want in my race car except for Aaron Reutzel, okay? You're really, really good at that. But then we see you rolling Knoxville so good. Now we see you won the last 2 times at Williams Grove. You go to Port and you win the Tuscarora 50. And my question is, how much do you work on your craft, or how do you work on your craft as a race car driver to get so you're so comfortable and so good at all of the different types of tracks?
I don't know. I wish I knew that.
Yeah.
My dad was always on me about being smooth and keeping the tires under me. So I always thought that was kind of my jam, was slick and smooth racetracks. And then, I don't know, I got into sprint car racing and got to some rough and heavy racetracks and big curves, and I thought that was more fun. So then I got known as being a cowboy up, drive it hard, on the fence type of guy, and then I kind of got away being known as slick and smooth guy, and then I guess I'm just universal on both. But I think the slick and smooth deal definitely came from the early stages in my racing career.
That's nice.
Universal. I like it. That's a good way to put it, and probably the best of both worlds.
Yes.
And speaking of universal, how does a guy from Texas have a shop in Iowa and runs a series that's mostly Ohio, Pennsylvania based?
Well, we actually, the first year we had a shop, we rented a shop in Lima and talked about staying out there, and then that year in 18, when we went out to the Nationals, we went and looked at the Kinneret shop. And so Josh mainly, he'll come do some all-star stuff, Ohio Speed Week and this and that, but really his jam is he likes to race Knoxville and he likes to race Jackson. Well, that's the perfect place to have his car located full-time. But I really enjoy living in Knoxville myself, and it's a lot more centrally located than you would think. I mean, running the All-Stars, obviously it's not centrally located for that, but it works out good because the Fulkin brothers have a farm and a farmhouse and a big shop out in Biglerville. So, we're right in between. So the All-Stars is right in the middle of that.
So in Biglerville's just down the road a little bit from Williams Grove. You're in central Pennsylvania, and you're there actually as we're doing this interview, getting ready for the National Open. When it came time, so many drivers sit there in the Midwest or sit there in Texas, and they're like, oh boy, sometime I'd like to go tackle Pennsylvania, but I don't know what I'm going to do. You've not only gone in there and tackled, you've won the last 2 at Williams Grove. You did win the Tusky 50. What has it been like to roll into central Pennsylvania? And yeah, you have the connection with the Fulkin brothers, but what's it like to run well in that state on those tracks that are just really, really challenging?
It's an incredible feeling. I mean, first getting into 410s or just sprint cars alone, you just always hear about the PA posse and, how the Outlaws even have a hard time beating them. And, I mean, I've had people tell me that unless you have a PA crew chief, it's not even worth coming down here. And, I think a lot of people just get beat mentally before they get here just because how good these guys are. And, we just came out here and grinded out and took good notes every time we came and learned every time we came. And now it's to the point where, night in, night out, we're competitive out here.
Well, one real quick question, since we're talking about Central PA and the tracks there. Williams Grove, we all know that outside drivers look at that place as a different animal because you have to tote the right front before you get down into the corner. And you actually broke a streak there with the All-Star Circuit of Champions.
Yeah, it is a different animal. You can't open your notebook and look at any racetrack that you've been to and compare it. So it's that was probably the hardest one to learn, and we haven't learned it by any means because we're still struggling in qualifying there. And this weekend is where we better get our A game together on qualifying for the Grove if we want a shot at the National Open.
It is the National Open this weekend. Of course, the big finale is tonight, watching this on a Saturday, so it will be fun to see what happens with Aaron, with the World of Outlaws, and the Pennsylvania Posse. Aaron, stay with us. We've got a few more questions we want to kick around with you here. Everyone else, stick with us. And want to remind you that Hercules Tires is giving away a set of tires. That's right, it's the October giveaway. You can go to HerculesTires.com. That's HerculesTires.com/MRN. More with Aaron Reutzel in just a moment.
Do a little shopping? Well, I heard an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and 10 keeps the competition away. I got you a Granny Smith, seeing you're a little sour.
From sweet to tart and everything in between, Sage Fruit supplies every variety of apple that shoppers may be looking for. For over 3 generations, they've been providing customers with only the best apples, pears, and cherries that Washington has to offer.
You're finally taking my advice.
Well, something like that. I figured out how to get my 10 apples in a day. Sage Fruit, it's the choice of champions.
It is Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit here on MAV TV. On the Hercules Tire Hotline is Aaron Reutzel. He is the reigning champ of the Ollie's Bargain Outlet All-Star Circuit of Champions. Talked a lot about racing in the first segment with him. Like to go a little off track here in our next segment. And Aaron, you have moved, your family is now residing in Knoxville, Iowa. What is Knoxville, Iowa like when it's not the 10 days of the Knoxville Nationals?
Really quiet, and I enjoy that. That's what I like about living there. There's never any traffic. Knoxville's pretty much got anything you need, and if they don't have it, 45 minutes down the road in Des Moines will have it, and I enjoy living there. My hometown used to kind of be that way, a little quiet. Now it seems like you can't pull up to a stoplight and not be 20 cars back.
Nice.
Small town USA.
There you go. Knoxville, Iowa, except for the first 2 weeks of August.
Right. Absolutely.
Well, yeah, that's totally different.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, Aaron, I want to talk a little bit about your family as well. Your wife, Shelby, obviously involved in racing and the love of it. And now your son, Carson, is also behind the wheel.
Yeah, he sure is. And unfortunately, I think he's going to want to keep on going with it, too. He loves it. I tried getting him into golf, and it definitely wasn't for him.
What's he doing? How's what's he racing? And he's what is he, 6 years old? So what's he racing, and what's that like?
He is racing an outlaw kart. It's a box stock, and he runs down there at English Creek, and he's actually I think he's run 7 races, and he's doing a phenomenal job. I've only got to watch him race twice, but we got a pretty cool program going. Josh's son comes out and races as well, and so we have a guy there in Knoxville that he used to race, and so now he takes care of the karts for us. So they've got a pretty good little gig going.
That's
so
awesome.
cool.
That's
really
incredible.
Is, yeah.
And I know your daughter, she's pretty young, Riley, yet, but is she kind of just, when she goes to the track, she's sitting there playing in the dirt, knowing what Dad does, or is she just kind of in her own little world yet?
She's definitely in her own little world, but she's switched on. She knows what's going on. She loves coming to the races. I'll come in. I think her favorite part is giving me a high five before I roll out. So that's really cool. When we win, she'll come to victory lane and tell me that I won. So she'll basically tell you, I don't know if you know this or not, but you just won. So that's pretty cool. So she knows what's going on.
That is fantastic. That is so sweet. That really is. Kids are amazing. Okay, you won a race here recently, and you were on, I think it was Speed Shift TV, and you gave a shout out to your wife, Shelby, tending bar at Dingus. What? Okay, I'm boggled now with this. What is and I know speaking for your wife can sometimes get a man in trouble here. Okay, but a bartender at Dingus, what is that got to be like?
I don't know. I tell her I don't want to hear too many of the stories, but it's definitely rowdy because she only bartended during the 360, 410, and late model nationals. Okay. So, yeah, it's pretty rowdy, but yeah, it's a good little gig for her to do. It gives her something to do. But she really enjoyed doing it. Something different. And yeah, we won after we won. What would it be? Oh, Atomic. That's when the late model nationals was going on, and AJ let her have her break during the A-main so she could watch. And of course, AJ has it on in the TV, so got to give her a shout out, and she got to hear it. So that was pretty cool.
Dang, that is good. That's fantastic. Yeah.
Aaron, we always love to dig a little deep when it comes to the racers and what they do, and obviously all of you are pretty buttoned up when it comes to the racing deal. It's all you really talk about, do, and think about. But I know you say that you're really focused, and sometimes you get a microphone shoved in your face and you might be short, but it's because you're so game on all the time. In your free time, is there anything that you think about or do and enjoy other than racing?
No, and not really. I mean, the only thing, when I'm with my family and we go out and do stuff, that's probably the only time I'm not thinking about racing.
Yeah, we get that a lot. You race car drivers, yes, sometimes are tough to, because it is such. But I think that's what it takes. And Aaron, coming from Clute, Texas, to where you're at now, it's that focus. I mean, with skills and getting with the right people, but that really has served you well and got you to this stage.
Yeah, it really does. And I think you see the guys that have so much success are the ones that, they just got so much drive for this sport, and that is all they think about night in and night out. And you look at guys like Donnie and stuff, and that's just how they are, and that's how I am. I'm so competitive and have so much drive to accomplish things in this sport that I want to accomplish. That's just how you have to be.
And you make it fun for us to watch. That is for sure, Aaron. We wish you the best at Williams Grove this weekend and then through the balance of the season. We appreciate your time joining us here today on Wing Nation.
Hey, thanks for having me.
There we go. Aaron Reutzel. What an amazing, amazing talent that cat is. Holy cow. He can steer a race car. That is for sure. Hey, before we get out of here, don't forget that Hercules Tires is giving away that set of tires. Yes, it's October. And the October set is now available. Go to HerculesTires.com/MRN. Or tweet your seats and a whole lot more. They're coming up.
Citywide to countryside. Whatever you drive, wherever you go. Hercules Tires has the value, selection, and industry-leading protection to get you there, no matter where the road takes you. Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength.
We're back. You're watching Wing Nation presented by Sage Fruit, and it is your time of the week. It's time to tweet your seat. And we're kicking it off with Eldora Speedway. Tweets come from Vince, really ? Dwayne, Jim, KSL, Ken, Mandy, K-Rob, and Chatty Patty. Friday, it was the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, of course. And Logan Schuhart, Eldora finishes prior to Friday night.
I know.
Okay, listen to this. 2, 4, 3, 3, 2, 2, 2.
There's only one thing missing there.
A 1.
Yeah. Isn't that amazing how good he is at that racetrack?
That's absolutely incredible. And of course, he got that accomplished.
Absolutely. He picked up the win over Aaron Reutzel and Jack Hodenshield. They came back Saturday night. Or Sheldon Hodenshield. See that? Jack. We got Jack coming up on the show. We got to, hey, stay tuned. Jack alert. We got a Jack picture coming up. Yeah, Zan took care of us with the Jack alert. So, yeah. There you go. Saturday, it was the Ollie's Bargain Outlet All-Star Circuit of Champions at Eldora. Aaron Reutzel, 16th win of the season. Reutzel, Corey Elias, and Gio Selzy. This was part of the Four Crown Nationals. Midgets and sprints, Tyler Courtney, Sunshine. And in the Silver Crown, it was Brady Bacon.
Pretty cool stuff
Yes.
there. Lernerville Speedway. The tweets come from Mark Cassidy, Adam, Red Robin Racing, and like you said, Zan.
There's Jack. Jack Hodenshield on the show. See that? There we go. I love it. Love Jack.
And the crowd goes wild.
And the crowd goes wild. There you have it. Yes.
It was the Commonwealth Clash for the World of Outlaw NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars. Your winner, his 16th of the season, 50th career, and now the point leader. Dun, dun, dun. It was Brad Sweet.
Brad Sweet. He was rolling. Shane Stewart, David Gravel on the podium there. Williams Grove, of course, that's where all the action is this weekend. Last weekend it was a tune-up, $8,000 to win. Well, why not? Lance Deweese, he hadn't won there like in a week or two. 98th win at Williams Grove over Freddie Raymer and Brian Monteith.
Lincoln, these tweets come from Doug, Jeff, and Gerald. It is the season finale.
Yes.
It is finally starting. Your winner was Ryan Smith. He was the first one of the season with Hefner. Really cool stuff there. His career first Lincoln win. He was followed by Danny Dietrich and Brian Monteith.
Yes, but more importantly than that now, the countdown is on. February 22nd is the icebreaker. You know the fabulous Lincoln folks are already got the countdown clock going for the icebreaker.
It's true, but if we keep having this weather, we might not have to be bundled up in February.
We won't have to break any ice with that one. Plymouth Dirt Track in Sheboygan. Yes, from Travis, from Josh, from our buddy Matthew. Wisconsin, Sprint Car Championships, IRA bumper-to-bumper sprints. Jeremy Schultz, his 4th win of the season. Bill Baylog, the champion, and the MSA sprints. Brandon McMullen picked up the win.
Peterson Media tweeted in from Silver Dollar Speedway for the 27th Annual Fall Nationals. Friday night, 51 sprint cars. Your winner was Justin Cox.
Yes, first Chico win for Justin. And finally, this is Aaron, the guy that did the cooking, up at 311. Here he is with Jake. Jake picked up the win on Friday night. Jake McLean. Nick Tucker won on Friday night. Jake won on Saturday night. Champion for Carolina Sprint Tour is Jake Kirkland. So there you have it. Our Tweet Your Seat tweets of the week. Keep them coming in all season long. Let's step away. More Wing Nation in just a moment.
Do a little shopping? Well, I heard an apple a day keeps the doctor away, and 10 keeps the competition away. I got you a Granny Smith, seeing you're a little sour.
From sweet to tart and everything in between, Sage Fruit supplies every variety of apple that shoppers may be looking for. For over 3 generations, they've been providing customers with only the best apples, pears, and cherries that Washington has to offer.
You're finally taking my advice.
Well, something like that. I figured out how to get my 10 apples in a day. Sage Fruit, it's the choice of champions.
Rolling along here on Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit. A couple of biggies tonight. As long as you're watching this on Saturday. I know a lot of you record this and watch it later on, but you're watching this on Saturday. Williams Grove, the National Open. And then for the 360 racers, it's the Short Track Nationals at I-30 Speedway.
Twitter is going to be shut down.
Yes,
just
it
so
is.
You know.
It's going to be insane. Yes, it is. All right. Hey, by the way, King of the West Series, what a year they're having. They've got 3 races left. They start again tonight in Bakersfield, Keller next week in Stockton. But they have got 5 drivers within like 40-some points of each other. And we're talking on a basis of hundreds and hundreds of points. So it's really good. DJ Netto, Bud Kading, Dominic Selzy, Willie Croft, and Ryan Burnell, one of the rookie drivers up there running. The King of the West NARC Series, the racing out in California has been phenomenal. 3 races, nobody knows what's going to happen with this one. This is pretty exciting stuff.
It makes it enjoyable when it comes right down to the wire.
And it looks like it is with the King of the West, and it may very well be with the World of Outlaws, too. So we'll see if Schatz can get back on his horse at Williams Grove this weekend and go forward. Man, we love talking with Aaron Reutzel. We appreciate him joining us here today. But more important than all of that, thank you for joining us here on Wing Nation, presented by Sage Fruit.